Hello, my name is Jennifer and welcome to my Sims 4 news video about the latest information about the Paranormal Stuff Pack, which is featuring a blog post by SimGuruConor, as well as some tweets with more information about the blog post and a little bit of additional information about the pack. As usual, I will link to the blog post down below, and the blog post in the description has actually some copies of tweets, so you'll also see some of that there. I will just link to SimGuruConor's couple of his main tweets, which if you scroll through has some of the things that I will be showing. So the blog post is here and it says, "Hello Simmers, welcome to a small 2-part dev blog about our newest stuff pack, Paranormal Stuff." And this is part 1 of the 2-part. The second one, when it's coming, probably next week, but not actually exactly when, wasn't specified. He also went on to say he doesn't want to reveal too many spoilers for the pack, so he's keeping things brief. And the topics for today were the new scared mood, which I'll go over, and the haunted house lot type, which I'll also go over. There's also an interview with their audio artist, which if you'd like to read, I suggest you go check it out there, because I'm not really going to talk about that really at all. So it'll be there for you to go to read if you're interested. So with respect to scared, Sims can now relish in the mortal dread of the scared mood. And much as it says mortal, it is not something that can kill your Sim. There is no being scared to death. That was per a tweet. The scared mood affects Sims in a variety of ways. With his personal favorite, the new screen incoherently interaction, where a scared Sim runs up to another Sim to scream their lungs out. And that can result in the other Sim calming down the scared Sim, or results in both Sims becoming scared. And that can create a scared mood wildfire if you're not careful. Now, I'm going to be one of those players who hopes that this is something that's more tied into the haunted house, where it seems to make sense, because they have said that there have been a bunch that have been converted, which is in detail in this blog post. Things like when there's a thunderstorm, I don't want my Sims running around scared. It just seems kind of dumb, especially since thunderstorms happen a lot in the game if you have seasons. So it just becomes intrusive when you play the game a lot. It might be fun for someone playing randomly once in a while, but not so good if you're like playing, generationally. You're going to get tired of it. So I think it makes perfect sense in a haunted house and in that scenario, but not so much sense in circumstances like that. So hopefully it only happens if they're more scared, like if it's a built-up scared, as opposed to just that they're scared, and hopefully thunderstorms only make them scared and not extremely scared and all those fun things, and that would be a way to handle it. So you can see the interaction there on the screen. So it looks like she is calming or trying to calm the Sim down. We don't know whether that works or not, because it just shows that little piece there. So Sims afflicted with the scared mood also have trouble communicating with others and urge to panic run everywhere, and are slightly more prone to accidents. So I don't know if maybe even though they can't be scared to death, if the accidents could maybe lead to death. Who knows? So if there are no other Sims around to calm down a scared Sim, they might just have to hide under the covers for a while. But if being scared isn't your Sim style, you can consider purchasing the new Brave trait. The Satisfaction Reward Store trait will rapidly reduce the incoming fear a Sim feels and helps Sims regain their composure faster. And while no Sim is totally fearless, this trait should help mitigate some of those creepy feelings. So it's not going to make them completely not get scared, but it should be, I guess, less. So the scared mood and the brave reward trait are all base game features coming with the Paranormal Stuff patch on January 21st, which is next Thursday. And tons of previous uncomfortable buffs are now becoming scared buffs, such as the Startled by Ghost buff or the Thalassophobia buff from Island Living. And I had also heard that the tension from thunderstorms is going to become scared, which is hence my concern about the running around every time there's a thunderstorm. So while being scared might not be a common occurrence in your everyday Sims life, living in a haunted house is a whole different story. So we're now going to talk about the new lot type. So it is a haunted house lot type, and it is residential. They'll go into that in more detail later on the blog post. So they are like regular houses, i.e. residential homes, but they're haunted. Although they're unassuming during the day, at night, these places get super weird, and your Sims may notice things like flickering lights, any lights, not just the lights that come with the pack, pipes rattling, or even creepy dolls staring at them in the corner. All are totally normal occurrences in a haunted house, but it may take some time for your Sims to adjust to their new surroundings. Sims living in a haunted house will also be introduced to floating apparitions known as specters. They're cute little critters, but their motives aren't entirely clear. You can try talking to them or even offer them presents in hopes of establishing a good rapport. If they like you, they'll drop special loot for you and your family. And if they don't like you, well, you've been warned. So there you have one of them, and they come in 4 different colors. Green, which is showing there, means they're happy. Blue means they're kind of indifferent. Red means they're, I guess, angry, that you don't want them to be red. And then there's another color that SimGuruConor didn't actually say what the color was, but there is a 4th color. So learning to get along with your new ghostly inhabitants is crucial in a haunted house. Things like botching seances, neglecting specters, or letting accursed objects invade your house will have a negative impact on its spiritual serenity. There is a delicate art to coexisting with the entities of the house, and thankfully, you'll have an expert on the matter to assist you. So this is where we meet Guidry. Claude Rene Duplantier Guidry was a seasoned paranormal investigator in his previous life, but now he exists to help anyone brave enough to live in a haunted house. You'll probably run into him eventually living in a haunted house, but don't worry, he's a nice ghost. He will gladly offer his wisdom to those who seek it. If you're confused, alarmed, or slightly uncomfortable by your new haunted surroundings, give him a holler and he might be able to help. He can also offer valuable objects to help your Sims too. All you need is to reach out. And I'm, like I said in my video before, I'm assuming that's tied into his portrait, and you can see he's pink there. He is known for being flirty. I don't know if he's ever anything other than flirty, but I've seen that mentioned a few times. So all he wants in return is to crash at your place for the time being. Sounds like a fair deal, right? But if you prefer to fly it solo, you can always disable his nightly visits. He won't be too upset. Maybe. So I'm assuming that's also on the portrait. As mentioned before, Guidry was a paranormal investigator before his untimely demise. If he sees potential in you, he can certify you with a paranormal investigation license, granting access to the paranormal investigation freelancer gigs. Only those who are qualified enough can join the ranks of paranormal investigators, but more on that next time, i.e. in the next blog post. So living in a haunted house adds a layer of risk and reward for your Sims, and each successful night yields reward store satisfaction points for everyone in the household. Specters can also drop treasure that can be collected, consumed, or sold to an oddity collector. And what I did see is that even though there are these treasures that can be collected, etc., there is no new collection with respect to them. So although your Sims might go through a bit of peril, they'll thankfully be compensated. One of his favorite pieces of haunted treasure is the new sacred candle. Not only do they look cool, but they also help protect Sims from paranormal influences. Place them around your house to make sure your Sims are properly shielded, and they show it there with the little girl on the bed, and there's a couple, and it says that she's a properly protected Sim. Things like sacred candles and performing ceremonies at the seance table are integral to keeping your Sims happy in a haunted house. Without those paranormal tools, the entities of the house might get a little bossy. And so while it might be in your Sim's best interest to keep the spirits of the house in check, watching things go horribly wrong in a haunted house can be just as fun too, so whatever works for you. So there you can see the lot type. It is a residential lot type, so it can't be used for community lots, or if you were saying wanting to make a rental lot that was a haunted house, you can't use it for that either. It's only one that your Sims can live in. So while that lot type is activated, your house is now a paranormal epicenter. So like tiny homes, it can be toggled on or off at any time. So if you're a casual thrill seeker who wants to spend a couple of nights in a haunted house, or a seasoned paranormal expert who wants to take on a new challenge, the lot type should offer something for you. So here's some cross-pack stuff. Pets get to share the fun too. They especially love the accursed objects that show up. And it's not just the dogs as shown here, it's the cats too. So, and as mentioned before, a ton of old buffs from multiple packs are now being converted to the scared mood. He thinks 70-something moodlets were converted. He lost count. Anything that seemed more appropriate for the scared mood was transferred over. Oh, and you might remember an old lot trait from City Living called Haunted. For clarity's sake, it needed a name change, so now it's the Spooky lot trait. It also benefits from being combined with the new Haunted House lot type and will have an increased chance of spawning ghosts at night. So use both for maximum hauntedness. So also with respect to cross-pack, there was a mention that spellcasters had a slight advantage. And what the slight advantage is that they will learn the new medium skill quicker if they are a spellcaster. So another cross-pack item is paranormal investigators will find special loot that can be sold to an oddity collector, and they can get fame for that if you have a Get Famous. So in the next blog, they're going to focus on the seance table and developing your medium skill, as well as a new active freelance career paranormal investigator. And of course, there is going to be a live stream next Friday, January 22nd, which is the day after the announced update, January 21st. So some people have been asking for more information on Bonehilda. So one of SimGuruConor's replies was that she'll clean your house, she'll fix anything broken, garden, and lay out food for your Sims, to name a few things. She doesn't cost money either, but he's going to go into more information about what she's capable of in the next blog too. So in this next blog post, we're going to hear more about Bonehilda. Though one little thing is that if Bonehilda has a drink of water, it will go through and make a puddle on the floor, and I guess maids react strangely to her. This is from, I suppose, Sims 3. I can't say I really use Bonehilda very much in prior Sims, so I'll have to check her out in this pack when I get her. So let me know what you think about the new information that we've got from this blog post and the things that were added on from Twitter in a comment down below. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much!